Welcome, everyone. Tech for Senior Live. Yes, it is. What's the date today?
February 10th.
February the 10th. February the 10th today, Thursday. Yes, thank you, Ray. We are live. We're Tech for Senior Live, and welcome everybody who's out there listening. This, of course, is broadcast on Zoom. Also broadcast on StreamYard, going to YouTube and Facebook. Sorry, if you are on our Zoom feed, because of course we have a Monday show, and if you're over there trying to get onto the show on our Zoom feed,
good luck.
Good luck. No one's there. No one's there. Go over to our webpage, www.techforsenior.com. There's a big red button. Just hit that button. It'll say take you to the stream, and it'll work for you. But yes, otherwise you're going to be lonely. We'll see you on Monday, though. If you want to listen to it, we'll be there on Monday. Anyway,
Bob, you're muted.
Sorry?
Got a long wait if you're going to wait there till Monday.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Listen, so we're here today to talk about the news of the week. I want to introduce everybody because we're coming from all across the country. In fact, a couple of countries. And if there may be some people, particularly because this is going to be podcasted out as well, people may not know who we are or what we're all about. So we're a gang of seniors that like to sit around, have coffee, tell jokes, What else have we got to do on Thursday morning, right? And of course, we have our big show on Monday, which is we all participate on, and of course, we have some other people involved with that. So if you are interested in technology, please come and see us on our Monday show, which of course is www.techforsenior.com. Just go there and find the link, and it is a Zoom meeting, but it is broadcast to YouTube as well. So you can certainly see that. Let me introduce everybody, because I think that you may not know, if you're new here, you may not know everyone. And by the way, we really would like questions. If you're out there in the audience and we encourage you to put your name in, where you're from. Maybe it's a gorgeous sunny day here. Oh my gosh, it's a drop down, wonderful day. So this is going to be nice. I think my Pixel 6 is arriving today, so I'm all excited. And so that's where we are today. If you put your Bob's got he's already got his, except I don't have the money Bob has, because he got the pro version. So he's got, maybe he had money, but he doesn't anymore because he bought the pro version. But we have a special treat for you today. We're going to tell you how you can get a Pixel 6 for $99 today. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, we're going to talk about, I'm going to introduce everybody, but we're going to start on the East Coast, because we're not all sitting in a studio. Some of you might think we're just sitting around here at a desk gabbing away, right? But we're not. We're all across the country, and the farthest away from me is, of course, my co-host of our Monday show, Huey Poplik. Huey, where the heck are you from?
I'm from somewheres, but right now I'm sitting in Bradenton, Florida, which is north of Sarasota and south of Tampa.
There you go.
And it's cold. We've had a couple of cold snaps, and last night got into the 40s, and I don't think we're getting much out of the 50s today during the day.
Really? Yeah,
that's cold. That's cold for Florida.
Yeah, we're 43 here in Comox. So yeah, really. So I see you've got a sweater on. Is that you got a sweater on, or
no? I'm wearing a t-shirt.
What's it say?
It's an advertisement for Wakelet.com, and I've been playing with Wakelet. And we're going to play, after this meeting, the four of us are going to play with it a little bit to
Play a
see
little
what
bit.
it's about, see if it's
Okay.
something we want to use. And I'm also going to talk about it on my Windows SIG on Sunday, this
Oh,
Sunday.
right. Tell
And
us a bit
so
about that.
I talk about Windows 10, Windows 11, general computer stuff every month on the second Sunday of the month, starting at 1:30 Eastern time, real time. And everyone is welcome to join us, but you have to register, and you can do that. It's free, but you have to do it at huey.net. Sign up for my newsletter. I will be sending it out tomorrow, so you have time today to sign up for the newsletter, and in that newsletter will be the link to register for the meeting, and then you'll be sent the link.
You've been doing really well with that. I've been impressed with the number of people that come out to the meeting. It's growing. You're doing really well with it.
Yeah, and I've been doing it for like 15 years, and the last 7 or 8, almost 8 years now, I've been doing it from Bradenton, and it's to the Central Florida group, which is in Orlando. And I moved from that area 7, 8 years ago now. And so when they were meeting, I was just doing it through Zoom, and then they were broadcasting it on the big screen from a projector. Now everyone's invited from anywheres to the Zoom meeting. I believe next month they're going to try a hybrid meeting, though.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Interesting. All right. And then also with us today, we have a famous guy, Bob Gustisha. He's the next across the country as we're moving. I guess we're moving west. So you'd be the next person in line, and you are in Lunas, New Mexico.
Las
Lunas, New Mexico.
the
Yeah.
moon. Yep.
So
Yeah,
tell us.
we're a balmy 39 this morning, but we
Yeah.
are getting well above freezing. So what we got left on snow is slowly melting.
Right. You may or may not know, but Bob, of course, does the security update on our weekly show on Monday. But not only does Bob do the security talk, he also, I guess, beta test for Windows 11. Man, you have so many videos coming out all the time on all these features. I can't keep up with it. So that's why he frequently also talks not just on security, but he gives us a talk on Windows 11 updates and so on and so forth. So you have a lot of stuff on your website too, eh?
Yes, I do.
There you go.
Mainly, most of my stuff is done on YouTube.
Right. And Bob has also has a regular column in our newsletter, our Tech for Senior newsletter, which comes out twice a week. And he's in our Tuesday newsletter and has all sorts of tips for you. So if you want to sign up, it's free. You can just go to www.techforsenior and sign up to our newsletter, and you will get his expertise on a weekly basis. Thank you so much for all you do, Bob. Then moving west, we have Ray Baxter from Pine, Arizona, which for those of you who don't know where Pine is, it's north of Phoenix. So, or north of Mesa, because Mesa is where I used to live in the winter. And so Ray is just north of there in the mountains.
Yeah, if you looked on the map of Arizona, Pine is about halfway between Flagstaff and Phoenix, and it really truly is in the center of the state. It's a huge metropolis here. We have less than 2,000 people. Some days I see more deer or elk than I do people, and that's fine.
And of course, Ray, of course, is really an expert on music, and not so much as a musician, but as a I guess what will we call you, an archiver, as
a
collector of music, and he has some just incredible ideas about his music collection, and does a toe tapping weekly music selection on our show. He finishes the show with with just an incredible, and but not only that, but he writes up a whole article about the musician and talks about the musician. Uh, and it's really interesting. We have a lot of people on the show that come to the show specifically to listen to your music, right? You're got sort of a famous guy now, right?
I think the historical information is almost as important as the actual music that we listen to.
You're right.
Just to know the influences, how it all began, where it came from. And those of us my age were around at the birth of rock and roll, which is a pretty special time, considering they thought that music would only last for a few years. And here, 70 years later, it's still going strong.
Exactly. And then, of course, there's me, Ron Brown. Again, I host the show with Huey on Monday. And I'm in Canada, but I'm not even in Canada. I'm on an island sort of off the West Coast. You pass me and you get to Hawaii, and then it's, you're off into, Neverland, right? So yes, I'm on Vancouver Island, which is right off the coast. And so you can't go any farther than where I am. And it's a drop dead gorgeous day here today. It's 43 degrees. So it's pretty cool. So that's the four of us. So we're going to be here for the next hour. We're going to have a little chit chat. We're going to meet some people now. Huey's going to go over the comments, and we will, and then we'll get on with the show. So Steve Powell, Steve's here all the time. Kirkland, 46, light rain. We're sending you some sun. Deadlift, yes, Berlin. Oh, really? Berlin. Oh, yeah. Deadlift told us about this. The latitude of Berlin is actually quite far south. I think and they get very mild weather. I always thought of Berlin as being cold, but it isn't. Thank you, Detlef. Yeah, so that's cool. 42 degrees, about the same. Gerald Smith, West Seattle, 45 degrees. Joan Grieg, good morning from Victoria. I hope it's sunny there. Sally from Kirkland, Washington, 46 degrees, getting warmer. Maureen Glenn from Victoria, British Columbia.
Certainly a lot of people from Canada.
Yeah, Richard Clarkson, good morning from Monrovia, California. No doubt it's sunny there. Ivana Stewart, high 64. Argyle, Texas. Richard Clark, 71 degrees here, going up to the 90s late afternoon. Cool. Yeah. Dave Smolinski from Tampa, 43 this morning.
That's it.
And that's it. There we go. All right. Well, so I have a couple of videos for you guys. Each week I have some videos for you. Well, I got some more videos for you today. So I wanted to show you, you will be impressed. Let's see, what am I going to start? So what I'm going to start first with is something that I bought. All right. I have this, and this is a video, and I want to show it to you because I found this really helpful. Okay. So I bought this. And so this is I'm going to play this and tell you about it. This is actually a collapsible stool. And you can use it for, and what it is it's, you'll see here, it can hold up to 410 pounds, made by a company called Edor. And you just unroll it like this, and you can sit on it. And I bought it for gardening because when I'm moving around, you can just open it up and you can sit at it in different heights, traveling, and it all packs down just into a little disc like that. And I'm going to put, the other thing is I'm going to put the links to this in the show notes, and when we podcast it, so we'll put the links out. Lots of people want to know the links, but I think it was only, you'll see at the beginning there was the Amazon. It's like $26, right? And so when I'm going out and I'm gardening and I want to sort of work in a pot or something, I want to sit, and this just is perfect. It just and it collapses right down. You can take it with you and so on and so forth. So I thought,
how heavy is it, Ron?
Oh, it's light. It's light. It's all made of plastic, right? But it holds 410 pounds.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool, and you can dial up how tall you want it. So if you have to go down further, it goes up quite a bit. So it's pretty cool, and it's available on Amazon. It's not a prototype or anything like that. And it was
you sold me.
It's cool. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna think I'm gonna buy some more of them. I think it's a great, keep one in the car and keep one, anyway, that's sort of cool. Okay.
Cheap bar stools.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not high enough for a bar stool. That
Well,
was going to be
on
my
a bar
comment.
stool, you don't have as far to fall, right?
Well, you carry your own, so if they don't have any stools left at the bar when you get there, you have one of these.
Yeah. Now, the next one is sort of an interesting one. You guys watch this. Now, this is sort of cool. This is going to be interesting. This is made by a company called Anchor, which and this is a webcam. But watch what this is all about. Now, this is a new one that has just come out, and this is the webcam as it sits on top. But it has a light on it, as you can see. And as we come down, you'll see that there's a 4-mic array on the top, dual speakers, 2K camera, and a built-in light. So let's see how this works. So as far as noise goes, there is the microphone on it has artificial intelligence, and it's called voice radar, and it keeps the extraneous noise away, and it has surround sound. So it has good sound, and of course it has 2K camera on there that follows you. In other words, it has, of course, and in the dark mode, when you can't see, of course, it has a light that's built in that just flips up. I'm not sure if it automatically flips up, or I think you have to flip it up and then it turns on. And of course, there's a whole bunch of camera controls on there and software that goes with this. And, I just did that series, on our Monday show, the 3 series on all the webcams and how to improve everything. I didn't know about this product when I made those videos. That's a pretty cool. Bob, you've had good success with Anchor products, haven't you?
Yeah, but that one's pretty expensive too, from what I saw.
Well, it's $200. Yeah.
But you know what? I don't think it has facial recognition. I would not spend $219 without facial recognition.
Good point, Ray. Yeah, right. Good point.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I just bought the Elgato face cam. I just, spent my budget on webcams. So I'm not, but I thought it was interesting because we've been talking about lights and all sorts of different things and so that's, so I thought that was interesting. Now, the last one is sort of cool. Now, I'm not suggesting you're going to want to buy this. This is available. This is actually an air filter. But I want you to watch this. It's an air filter. It's sort of interesting. That was cheap. I mean,
we have to apologize to the podcast people because
Yeah,
they
they
didn't hear
can't.
anything but some music.
I know, but
Yep.
they had some nice music to listen to.
Well, maybe you can cut it out in the podcast.
It did not tell you what the price was.
I know. The price Canadian is about $500,
Well,
and
I would like to see something that's friendly to our planet and friendly to our pocketbook.
Friendly to your wallet.
And
well, I
those
thought it was
two,
in, but I, th-
those two never seem to mix, Ron. If it's friendly
Yeah.
to the planet, it's
I
not
know,
friendly to
I
your
know.
wallet.
I know, but I just thought it was so cool. I thought that a living filter, and I thought that was anyway. I thought I'd share it with you guys.
I want to know more about the specially bred sheep.
Yeah, yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know. So anyway, food for thought.
Probably also Amazon controlled. Miss A controls the sheep, so they grow special.
All right. We had probably, it's 9:20. We probably should get to work and look at some articles. We will do that. Yeah, so let's get going. Oh, Huey, were there any more comments before we start?
Just one at Clark's in Trenton, New Jersey, and it's sunny and 51 there.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
And please ask any questions.
Yeah,
in the chat box, either in Facebook or on YouTube, and we'll attempt to answer them if we can.
we can. Let's just share my screen. Share my screen. What is this? And see if we get some. I think I can get this a little bit bigger.
I have it really big because I'm looking at the Facebook page.
Yeah. So if you're going to follow us along today, you may want to just come over to our Facebook page, and you can follow along as we go through the articles today. What we all do is we post articles to our Facebook page through the week. So if you want to stay attuned to the latest in technology and stuff that we're interested in, then just if you just follow us along on our Facebook page, we post articles daily there. All right. As usual, Bob's on his toes. Bob gets the first article to talk about. Bob, do you want to mention the article and tell us what it's about?
Well, it's drag and drop browser links directly to your desktop to make accessing something that you spotted on the internet easier even after you close your browser. And the example I used was our link to get to the YouTube Tech for Senior Live that people seem to have a problem getting to.
Okay.
This makes it very, very easy.
Okay. Now, is this a software program we use, or you just have?
No.
Oh.
No.
Windows.
Oh, okay.
You just drag and drop the link right to your desktop and then click on that link and you can go back to what you, yep.
It's a Windows tip.
It's a Windows tip.
There you go.
Actually, this one here I found by looking at the APCUG Facebook page. Judy Talur had posted this, and I said, gee, this is nice. Let me just make a little video out of it.
There you go. There you go. Excellent. Thanks, Bob. So this next article is an article, of course, that I posted this morning. And T-Mobile is offering the Pixel 6 for $99. Now, hold on. You know there's some catches to this. However, I just paid $800 Canadian for mine. So anyway, so if you do fit the criteria for this offer, you're starting, and the Pixel 6, of course, is a very popular phone right now, put out by Google. This is an offer you might want to consider. Do you guys saw that? We were talking about it earlier. Did you saw that?
Yeah, I saw that. But one of the things you have to be careful of, T-Mobile is in some areas is not very present. There's not a big presence.
Okay.
So you do need to look at their map and see if you get good coverage in your area.
Yeah, Yui's 100% right. Where I am, really, Verizon is the only choice we have for good service.
All right.
T-Mobile is very simple. If you have service in your area, it's usually very good. If you have marginal, it's usually very bad. Where I live,
Maybe you
it's
don't.
also very bad, but T-Mobile supplied me with a little device that goes through my Wi-Fi, and that's how I get T-Mobile on my phones. And I didn't have to pay for that. It just hooks into my router and plugs onto the window, and I have excellent service.
All right. This is an article that the article I put on this morning said Ontario man scammed out of $55,000 of currency, Bitcoins, and of course got his money back. And I thought, well, this is worth talking about for a couple of reasons. This was an uninformed investor who decided to invest in Bitcoin. What happened was he went online, did a Google search, and said, "I want to know something about Google wallets or Bitcoin wallets because he has to put the money somewhere." He found a bunch of different software and he chose this particular software, clicked on the link and installed the software. And just as he was doing that, got a phone call from the company saying, if you wanted to, we'd like to help you. We know that you've got a lot of money involved in Bitcoin. We'd like to make sure that everything goes well for you and we'll help you install it. And he gave them access to his computer. And as of course the software was installing, he saw that his account in Bitcoins was going down. His $55,000 was sort of leaving as this software was installing, right? And they said, "Oh, no, we're just creating another account for you and getting it all set up." Anyway, of course, he was out $55,000. Now, the interesting part about it is that the RCMP, and I don't know, Bob, I think we're going to talk about this maybe in the later article, because they actually nailed some people $2 billion worth of Bitcoins recently, and I think they're able to give the money back. This wasn't part of that deal, but it is interesting that you can identify whose Bitcoin it is. Anyway, they were able to recover it, and indeed he got his $55,000 back, which is very rare in these
Yep.
situations, right, Bob?
Yep.
So
Very rare indeed. He was lucky.
he was very lucky. So I guess
Actually, the people were doing Bitcoin mining, only they were mining his Bitcoin.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Anyway, so I thought I'd put that out there. Just so be very, very careful. If you are getting into, you really need to get some help in looking, if you're going to get into Bitcoins, you got to, know where to
Pick a
store them.
reputable company, not something you
Right.
never heard of. You'll have to pay them for their services, but it certainly is worth paying for their services and continuing to keep your money.
That's
If
right.
you don't know anything about it and you want to do some research on it, do a lot of research before you put your money up for it, because
Yep.
as seen by this guy, that you can lose it, and once you lose it, generally you
It's
don't get
generally
it back.
gone. Yeah.
Correct.
Now Healy does on our show does a Starlink update report, which is very, very popular and keeps us updated on Starlink. And we have a fella in our group that comes on Monday, and he has Starlink and gives us an update on what his how his speed is and so on and so forth. But I just saw this morning. Huey, what the heck is this? Elon Musk wants to put another 30,000 satellites up.
Yeah, it was original. I think request was like 42,000.
Yep.
So yeah, it's and I think there's a later article that's been posted that's some of them are falling from the sky as we speak.
I did one. You'll see it in a couple of minutes, maybe.
Yeah. So I'm not going to talk about it yet, but
right. Are we going to get raining satellites or something? Are these going to?
Yeah, but the other problem is that the scientists with the big telescopes are complaining that they can't see through all of the satellites that are up there.
Yeah, they're getting spots.
Is there such a thing as space junk, Huey?
Oh, and how, and it's very damaging if a satellite or if the space station gets hit by it.
Yeah. All right. Now, of course, the next article is on the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Of course, this week was the big event where Samsung released their new phones and tablet, actually. And this is the, of course, the Samsung 22 Ultra, and the Ultra. Oh man, that's $1,700. But anyway, it has the stylus, the old. If you remember the Note, they had the Samsung Note that they used to have. The S22 Ultra comes, of course, with the stylus, and you can write on it. So
that's an S22. I have an S8 Plus. I wonder if I'm a little behind in the technology.
I think so. I think so.
But it works, and I haven't traded it in yet.
Yeah. So anyway, just let everyone know that these are available now to purchase, and the big event was this week. And so the S22, which is not the S21, I think the S22, not the Ultra, is about the same price as the S21, and I didn't really see a lot of difference between the two. So anyway, so they are fairly similar. But if you want the pen, and what I can't, did anyone see the release? Does the pen slide into the receptacle on the phone? Does anyone? I couldn't see in the video.
I think I read that it does.
That it does. Otherwise, it would be a pain in the
It didn't
butt.
show it very clearly in the.
Yeah.
No, and if it doesn't slide into some sort of holder in the phone, that's not going to work, because you're going to have to carry that stupid pen around.
My wife has the Motorola version stylus, much less in price, but it does slide in. But to be honest, she doesn't use it hardly at all. I think it sounds nice. Oh, I have to be able to write, but people are used to now using their thumbs to get messages done, and I don't know how actively people do that unless they're doodling.
Right. All right. Yeah. All right. Now this is interesting. I don't know if you guys saw this morning, but this article from 9 to 5 Google says talks of course about the Google has no excuses for limiting the Pixel 6 to just 3. Actually, should be 3 years of Android updates. So because Samsung with their the new phones we just mentioned has committed to 4 years of updates of Android updates, not 3. So with my new Pixel 6, I only get 3 years of updates, not security updates.
Want to bet it'll be extended?
Exactly. That's my bet, Bob. I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
Do you want to wager? I bet maybe say a month before it changes. Do you think it'll be less?
I'm sure that Google doesn't want to lose customers, so they will match whatever is being done by Samsung.
Yeah.
So I hope Samsung extends it to beyond 4 years.
That's right.
Going back to the pen, the question about the pen.
Yeah.
Richard Clarkson says they have cases that hold the phone and the pen.
Yeah, but that doesn't
slide in.
Yeah, it doesn't slide in. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be such a good deal.
Yeah.
Because remember on the old Notes, I think the pen slid into the bottom of the Note, but I don't think it does that. Anyway, and here's the other one, of course, just to dig it in a little more. Of course, this came out this morning. Samsung promises 4 years of OS updates for the Galaxy 4 watch. So they just announced that they're going to continue the update for a full 4 years. So this is an extension from the 3 years. So we'll see what. So that's all good news with. So we'll see what. So Samsung's hopefully they'll keep Google on their toes. Now the other thing I wanted. This is an article I posted again on the Samsung Galaxy 22. It said the Samsung Galaxy 22 S22 series chipset breakdown by region. One of the things I wanted just to let everyone know is that in the old days, a few years ago, we used to talk about purchasing your own phones and buying them. You can certainly buy them on eBay, or you can buy them on Amazon. And a lot of times when you bought your own smartphones, they were international phones. They're called international phones that were sold on Amazon. Now that was okay in the old days of 4G. when basically all the radio frequencies were about the same. But now that we have 5G coming in, 5G isn't 5G everywhere in the world, and Europe has different frequencies associated with 5G than the US or in Canada. So it is important that if you are going to buy a phone, that I think you need to buy it from your carrier now. I'd be really, really nervous about buying an expensive phone because they all have different chipsets in them depending on your location. And this is a good example. This article talks about this. So all I'm saying is be wary now. If you look and you see you can buy the S22 online on Amazon, you want to make sure it is for the US, because you don't want to buy an international phone or you're going to have some problems with that. So that's why I put that article up. A little different than it was in the past. Now, Huey and I do a Chromebook session once a month. We teach. We've been doing it now for a couple of years. We teach. It's called Learning Chromebooks. Huey, where would you register for that if you wanted to register for Learning Chromebooks?
Question. Good question. I believe at the Tech for Senior website.
That's right. You can go to the Tech for Senior website and you can register, and you can and then we will send you a link and you can come. It's free of charge. One of the things that this was very interesting, because Samsung just brought out their new line of tablets, and this is the S8 Ultra, which is basically an Android laptop. Now, I looked at this and I thought, well, why wouldn't you just buy a Chromebook? Like, and in fact, Kevin Toffel, which is he's a techie guy that writes about Chromebooks all the time from Chrome Unboxed, wrote this article, and he came out later this morning and said, this is weird because this is not running Chrome OS. It's not running Chrome OS. This is running the Android version, and it's a mini computer. This is about $1,600. This is really weird device. I don't know. Does anyone have any thoughts on that? This just came out. It's got lots of specs on it. It's fast. It does everything. Doesn't run Windows. Doesn't run. It's on an Apple. It runs, and it doesn't run Chrome OS. It runs Android.
Isn't that the operating system that the Fire tablet runs?
Yeah, I'm not. It's a
Or
version
a tablet is actually a what'd you call it? Bastardized version of Android.
Right.
They've made quite a few modifications, and some things don't work on the Fire.
Yeah. So this is a very confusing device. And it's expensive. It's well made. So I'm just not sure what the market's going to be anyway. Interesting. Bob, this is an article you posted. Now, come on now. People are stealing cars? You've got to be kidding.
Yeah, it's not big yet, but it's growing. There are
really?
now people. There are people that are tracking cars. They've managed to stick one of these air tags onto the car so they can trace it, and they can learn the habits, and they'll find out a good place. And when you leave it alone long enough, that's a good place to steal it. Of course, there's lots of other things that are happening with air tags. And if you have an old iPhone, it may not give you the warning that you get on a new iPhone, because you'll get a warning right on your phone to let you know that, besides the beep, to let you know that you're being tracked.
All right, interesting. I know they've had a lot of trouble with those air tags. There's lots of problems with them.
Like a lot of the technology is great idea, a lot of good functions for it, but boy, the bad guys figure out a way to utilize it for them to make money, or them to be able to get you out of your property or your money.
So in the next article, Bob posted this one. He says it's time to replace your Pixel 3. And I always do everything Bob tells me. So I did. I bought a Pixel 6.
Well, this was the last time that you got an update if you had a the Pixel 3 and the Pixel 3 XL. There'll be no more updates to the
Yeah.
operating system.
That's right.
Reached its end of life.
I just actually did the update yesterday, so that's it.
Now, you said end of life. How long was that phone out?
About 4 years.
So is that about average that phones will receive updates? That's the way they can make sure they keep on selling us new ones?
They guarantee it for 3. Of course, that may now go up, hopefully.
Right. But Bob, you still get security updates, right? These are just feature updates?
No, they're going to be ending. That's the problem.
Hmm.
Oh,
Unless
really?
there's
No
a
more
real
security updates?
problem, there's going to be no more updates. That includes security updates.
Oh, that's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
Because, my Pixel 3, I love it. I mean, I had a new battery put in it and it works great. I mean, there's nothing wrong
Right.
with it at all. It's a great phone.
Well, if nobody figures out a way of doing something bad to it because they can't update it anymore, it's okay to keep using it. Makes a great camera.
Yeah. I might even use it as a webcam. I haven't
Yep.
thought about
It's
that.
the days when you could open up the back of your phone and replace the battery.
Yeah.
Although I would tell you that there's a company started, a young group of kids started it in our area, and it's and they do mobile phones, and they replace the batteries in them, and when I dealt with this, they have really cool. They go on their website and book an appointment and bring it in. They do it in an
You
hour.
break, I fix.
Yeah. All right, Ray, this is yours. A new gadget called Smart Bed.
The three of us, Ron, are always trying to find ways to spend your money. So this one, as soon as I read it, I said, this is something that Ron would want, I'm sure.
A smart
This
bed.
was called the Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed. And here's what it does. It has integrated lighting that supports your circadian rhythm. There's a
Ooh.
Bluetooth connection for white noise and other audio sources. You have an optional table for late night snacks and breakfast in bed. I'm not so sure how healthy that might be. There's a storage pocket with built-in charging for a tablet or phone, reading lights with color and intensity adjustments, a backlift and recline position. But here's the best. It senses snoring and will automatically raise the head of the bed.
Really?
Yep.
So here you go, Ron. You wanted to look for a
I'm
new
going to
gadget.
get one of those. I think.
Yeah,
I think
you
so.
can use it too.
Who makes it? Who makes them?
Sleep Number. The Sleep Number folks.
Oh, really?
Sleep Number bed people. This is called their Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed.
And do
I
you actually have a
thought
price
if you
point?
go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Huey.
I thought that if you snored, it didn't raise the back; it raised the whole thing and dumped you right out of the bed.
That's your partner who does that.
Yeah.
So is there a price involved in this?
No, this is brand new. It was just announced at CES. It's still in the production stage, so no price yet.
No price yet. All right.
Somewhere around $4,000.
Yeah, I got to pass that by my wife. Maybe to hear me stop snoring.
Yeah, she tell her she's going to use it too.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Oh, so is it split bed? So what happens if one person snores and one person doesn't? Does it raise the whole?
It is two sections in one bed.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So one will raise and the other can stay flat.
All right. Okay. Ray, the good news is no space debris is raining down on us.
Right. This is what we talked about just briefly before, but actually this article talked about 40 satellites that shortly after they were launched are going to be disintegrating. Now, the good news about the way they build these satellites, they're made so they will actually burn up when they enter the Earth's atmosphere. So we'll never have a problem with it hitting us on the head. But a geomagnetic storm began, and this is where solar wind particles are what destroyed them. Now, here's what I thought was interesting. The last paragraph of the short article begins, astronomers hold concerns about the ever-increasing number of Starlink satellites headed into orbit. Basically, there are concerns about the impact of these satellites on ground-based astronomical observations. That's exactly what Yui mentioned before.
Yeah, and what happened here was that the last liftoff, it sent out 40, I think it was 49 new satellites for the Starlink. And when they get sent up, they're in one package and they kind of drift off a little bit, and then they start separating more and more until each one goes into their own orbit. And they hadn't even gotten to that point yet. They were still together, and there was this geomagnetic storm based on from the sun's from different storms from the sun causes this, and it affected these, and they will never, they just couldn't reach their orbit. And so what Musk is doing is bringing them back towards Earth. And as Ray said, they have built in all of the satellites that they're sending up for Starlink. All of them have the ability, they disintegrate. And so when they re-enter the Earth's orbit, the Earth's atmosphere, they disintegrate so that there is no debris.
Good to know.
Okay. All right. Sort of interesting.
But they're losing over 40 from this last liftoff.
All right. And Ray, Super Bowl to be played at SoFi Stadium on Sunday.
So we're all getting ready for the Super Bowl on Sunday, and we're going to have a house full over here where I am. So the SoFi Stadium was built about 2 years ago in Inglewood, California, just in the LA area. Holds 70,000 people, can be even more. And this article states that the stadium is both a landmark architectural wonder and a pioneering high-tech marvel. So here's why they say that. It has a roof that can be opened, but when it's closed, it's really a translucent canopy, so fans can see the sky. It has a wraparound dual-sided 4K mega screen designed by Samsung, so it can be seen from any seat in the stadium. It has a 5G network that is considered one of the largest wireless systems anywhere. And here's the best thing. Partnering with the Square payment system, SoFi is a cashless venue with digital payments at every purchase point, including concessions and merchandise stores. So don't bring cash.
Ah, that's cool.
Just bring your mask.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
cool.
understand there's two networks going to be telecasting the Super Bowl at the same time, and they're going to have their own cameras, and so you're going to get a different point of view. So if you got two TVs nearby, you can watch each one. You may see different views of plays.
You know, I've been watching some of the Olympics, and you know, I think the Olympics is mostly being broadcast in 8K. Now, I don't have an 8K TV, but it sure seems like it's awful clear. Like, have you guys noticed that? Like, I mean, it's really good video feeds from the Olympics.
Haven't watched them.
Haven't watched them.
Same
Right?
here. Nope.
Okay. All right. Super Bowls. Okay. Good one. This is an article it was creating and organizing tab groups in Google Chrome, things that you should know. Actually, a lot of people have looked at this. Just to let you know, you can look at the article, but you can organize the tabs in your Chrome browser into groups. And some people don't know that, but this is helpful in organizing what you're looking at, and you can organize them. So this article tells you how to do that, which is sort of interesting. And this is an article on how to watch YouTube in picture on a Windows PC. This has actually been around for a while, but you may want to do that. And so this is an article that talks about how to do that. So if you're interested in doing that, so you can actually multitask on there and do that. Yes, Bob, I put this on there just because you thought you'd be interested in this. I don't know if you saw this article, but of course, this is not good news. Ransomware attacks are going up, and they're mostly coming from Russia.
Would you believe there was an increase going back each year has increased the amount of attacks over the previous year.
Yeah, is that it? Is it money? Is that the issue, or
Ransomware is strictly about money.
money?
Once
Eh?
you want your system back, pay me. I'll unencrypt it. You don't pay me, kiss your data goodbye.
Yeah.
What's worse now is they not only say, okay, if you don't pay, you won't get access to your system again, but they sell data that they have encrypted. So they copied all of it before it got encrypted, and they
Right.
now sell it, especially if they find things in there you wouldn't want to share with others.
Oh no, bummer, eh? Huey, do we have anybody anything on the
Yeah,
chat?
let's go back to a few things here. Let's see. We'll start here.
Richard says, "I wish Google would be able to use Google Assistant instead of Bixby on the watch for you and everybody else."
Well, at Samsung, it uses the Bixby,
Yeah, he's
and
not
I
Bixby.
never use it on my phone at all. And
Yeah,
there are directions to shut it off, but it's still a pain.
I know. For some reason, I can't use the messages on my laptop. It just won't let me scan the QR code. My old phone, Galaxy A71, could use it. Murray says, my old Western Digital Network drive is approaching the end of its life. They have just sent a coupon for a 20% discount on a couple of possible replacements. In Canada, one is an 8T network drive, terabyte, or a 12 terabyte USB drive. I guess the question would be: are these solid state drives? Probably not. Eh? These are still spinning drives.
No, those are not that size.
These would be spinning drives. Do you really need a drive that big? I mean, I guess that would be my question, because I would much rather have a solid state drive. I have a SanDisk 2 terabyte solid state drive I use. I just plug it into my computer and use it as an extra drive, and I really like it. I guess that would be my question. Do you really need something? That's a lot of data, eh?
Depends on how many movies and stuff you're saving, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I got a 20 megabyte hard drive around here. I'd be glad to sell somebody.
20 megabytes?
20 megabytes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, Murray, if you really need the,
on a hard drive, it's ending its end of life. Are you having problems with it? You might want to be prepared in case, but do you really have to replace a hard drive when it says it's end of life? I've got laptops that are 14 years old. There's nothing wrong with the hard drive.
Yeah.
And I've had computers that were less than 3 months old and the hard drive crashed. So, end of life, I don't know about that one.
Right.
And I'm not sure what this refers to.
Who paid for it? Let me guess.
Wait a minute here. If it's a network, she probably has several computers that back up to it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the comments.
Okay. Let's see what else we got here. This is an article I brought up. It was spin here.
You got something in the way there. There you go. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about this Sunday.
Oh, are you? Okay. Because this was a lot of people don't know what God mode is, and this is how you activate it. Did you want to briefly mention it now, or do you want to just have people come on Sunday?
No, what God mode is it's a single program that has settings for all of the Windows settings to make it in the registry and so on, that you can make changes to very easily. And you run this program to do it.
Is it part of Windows?
No.
Oh, okay.
What, God mode? Yeah, God mode is just a code that you put in to get.
It's
right.
Yeah, there's just a simple thing. You copy and paste it and make it a link, and it just opens up and everything is there.
Okay. Well,
you don't have to download anything or anything.
Right. So if you want to know more about it, come to your WinSig on Sunday, right?
Yep, I'm going to even demonstrate it.
Ah, cool. Okay. This article we just talked about.
Yep.
And this was a tip this was a tip on that I saw, and I put this on there. If you spend a lot of time copying text from PDFs into Word, I hope this tip might be helpful. If the PDF ends up broken up over lots of lines, there's no need to fix it manually. Just go and replace it with the up. What is that called? An ampersand, or what's that little up arrow called?
Yeah, up arrow, I think.
Up arrow P.
A carrot. They call it a carrot.
The caret,
Yeah.
and to type the caret plus P into find, and then one space, and then it fixes it. So
Yeah, in the replace dialog box, that up arrow P it means paragraph.
right.
And so what it does, it removes the paragraph mark at the end of each line that makes it another start on the next line. And so it takes it away.
Right.
And then you want to put a space there. So it then spaces it, and it gets rid of all of those extra lines.
And I use that, because I do the newsletter twice a week, and this is really helpful stuff when you're moving and reformatting stuff. This is I thought that was really interesting. Anyway, let's have a look here. Just to confuse everybody, just to let everybody know that there is a new HDMI standard coming out. 2.1a is on its way. So if you want to know all about that and all the new standard, then I thought that was interesting. I don't think it's going to really, everything will be backward compatible, but undoubtedly as we move forward, we'll see new changes occurring.
And I read an article recently on the fact that if you purchase a real expensive HDMI cable, it isn't really any better than it was most of the cheap ones. But you do have to make sure that it does have the ability to carry sound back and forth besides the picture. But
right. And
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, just some of the real long cables, then you want to get an expensive one, and it's going to be real expensive. But for short runs from, say, a device to your TV, you can buy some of the cheaper ones, and it's not going to be any less of an HDMI cable than the expensive ones are.
I bought
mainly what they're saying is, things like gold tipped and all of that stuff. That doesn't make a bit of difference.
Yeah,
it looks nicer, but no difference at all.
I buy the Amazon Basics. Amazon has a product called Amazon Basics, and you can go and it's a line of Amazon products, and they have HDMI cables, and they're very reasonable. They're just so reasonable, and they ship them, and so it's called Amazon Basics, and that's who I usually purchase mine is. This is how to remove shortcut arrows in Windows 11 and Windows 10. I just thought that was an interesting article that I put up.
Yeah, if people don't know that, there's a little arrow on the icon that shows that it's a shortcut, and you can remove it by you doing what they're telling you to do. But why?
Yeah,
I just have never figured out why people they don't want to have that little arrow there to say that it's a shortcut. I think it's a help. If it's there, you know that it's a shortcut. If you delete it, it doesn't delete anything.
Right.
I
don't want to see the extension. I just want to see what it is. So you don't know whether or not it's actually an extension, whether it's an exe or .com or .txt, and those little letters afterwards make all the difference in the world. Because if you have something that you think is a picture and it's really an exe, an executable, look out, Charlie.
Yep.
Well, and the other thing is it's amazing when I go to people's homes, I look at their computer screens, they have all these shortcuts all over the place. And I get rid of all my shortcuts. That when something installs, it always puts a shortcut on your desktop. But if I want to use the program, I just link it or link it to the taskbar. Pin it to the taskbar, and so it just stays there. I don't want all these stupid shortcuts on my desktop. A lot of people are worried when you delete the shortcut, you think you're deleting the program, but of course you're not.
You're not.
You just get rid of them. Just get rid of all those shortcuts.
And
Hey,
that little
Ron.
arrow indicates that it's a shortcut, and that's getting rid of it. Then you don't know whether it's a shortcut or not.
We all live in the world of trying to reduce the number of clicks.
That's
So
right.
I actually keep the shortcut on my screen because that's just one click, as opposed to getting to the start menu is 2 clicks.
That's 2 clicks.
But if you pin it, it's also only 1 click.
That's right. Yeah.
And guess what time it is, Ron?
It's 10 o'clock. Yeah, it's top of the hour. I want to thank everyone for coming. And Huey, have we got any last little business we got to start to see? Anything
Let's
there?
see. Here, let's see.
Football stadium. Who pays for it? The
Oh,
ticket
okay.
holders. Bought a 3-foot cable on Amazon for $60. That's Amazon Basics. Yeah, that's the Amazon Basics one. Yeah, I just bought one of those for the same price. Yeah.
Yeah, and I buy the Amazon Basic batteries, AA and AAA, and they're usually what 30, 35 cents a piece. Where you go in the stores, they're $1, $2 a piece.
Right.
And that's the alkaline.
Want to thank everybody for coming today. I want to thank you for being here and helping us and supporting us. That certainly makes us enthusiastic about what we do. We'll see you. We'll listen to Huey on Sunday if you want to come to his WinSig.
I'll be there.
Yeah, come and see us on the Monday show. Just www.techforsenior.com. Lots of fun stuff happening there, and otherwise we'll be here same time, same place next week. We also have, of course, our podcast coming out, which of course will be available and is out by tomorrow, and we'll be listening. So if you want to listen to us on a podcast, you can do that as well. If you have anything you want us to talk about, if you have any gadgets, anything interesting that you want to you mention, just send a note to admin@techforsenior.com, and we'll certainly try to answer your questions or get something on the show. Okay, I think that's it, you guys. Do you have anything you want to say before we say goodbye?
Be careful,
Goodbye.
be safe, stay healthy.
All right. Anyway, until next week, we will see you next week, same time, same place. Bye now.
Okay.
Bye.